Hello, my name is Sophia Quinn, but I typically go by Sophie. In this presentation, we will be exploring themes in African music pertaining to the philosophy of African medical practice in healing the body. After graduating from Duquesne, I plan on attending naturopathic medical school, where the philosophy is to prioritize preventative medicine, treating the root cause of problems as opposed to treating the symptoms. It is typically known that African societies could benefit from more Western resources, but they have their own view on medicine and healing that we may overlook and could be beneficial to learning about and incorporating into our practices here. As we will look deeper into, music plays a large role in healing and medicine in Africa. African music serves many functions, some of the roles including entertaining, history and storytelling, connecting to nature and the environment, and religious or spiritual roles. All of these essentially tie into how music is related to medicine. But a few key ideas to bridging music and medicine are to first discuss the philosophy of African medicine and how it compares to that of Western, spirituality in African culture, how music affects the nervous system, and different musical elements which contribute towards these effects, such as the mbira as seen in Shona culture and drum circles. The philosophy most of us are accustomed to is the Western philosophy of medicine, more specifically allopathic medicine. This is where the body is viewed as a machine. Scientifically and medically proven processes are used to diagnose and treat diseases, illnesses, or health conditions which are perceived as something going wrong with the body. They are treated by professionals such as doctors, nurses, and pharmacists with drugs, radiation, and surgery. The general approach here is like a war between the doctors and disease, and the patient's body is the battlefield, with the goal being to get rid of the symptoms. The philosophy of African medicine is viewed through the lens of their moral societal views where individuals, gods, and spirits interact. Sickness may either be the result of a natural cause or a morally unjust action. Spirits or gods may be displeased by the victim's actions, or something bad may have been wished upon them. A shaman, naanga, or another type of medical professional or doctor will treat a patient with herbs, and if their condition does not improve, they rule out natural cause, and diagnose that is due to spirits, further instructing the patient to see a spirit medium. There is a large interplay between natural and supernatural forces in the African belief system that is a part of their everyday society that influences how they view the body and the treatment of it. A large part of healing in African culture is based off of the wellness of one's soul. When sickness arises due to supernatural causes, members of the society can gather to hold a ceremony to summon and appease the spirits. In Shona culture, this is known as a bira. The main force driving the spirit summoning ceremonies is music. The music of these ceremonies, particularly amongst the Shona people, consists of the mbira, vocal lines, clapping, and dancing. The autonomic nervous system connects the central nervous system to the peripheral organs and organ systems. It is made up of two branches, parasympathetic and sympathetic. The parasympathetic nervous system is a division of the nervous system responsible for slowing the heart rate, relaxing muscles, and better digestion. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for our fight or flight responses by regulating epinephrine levels in the blood. There have been studies done to observe the effects of music on the nervous system by measuring heart rate variability, orthostatic intolerance, vasovagal syncope, blood pressure, and electrodermal activity. People by nature are rhythmic. Our heart rate, breathing, and brain waves are all rhythmic. Different elements of music itself causes different effects on the body. Listening to the music of the mbira can have very calming effects. Music of the mbira is sacred and of utmost importance in summoning spirits during ceremonies. When we take a closer look at the particular qualities of that instrument, we can see how those elements may affect the nervous system as well as mood. Research has been done on the effects of different frequencies and rhythms on the brain. According to an African scholar, he postulates that the science of applying music as a health cure relies on the knowledge of the many functions of a particular instrument and the individuality of the sick person. The mbira produces unique overtones and tuning systems that are not only different from Western tuning systems, but different from one another based off of variations in production. It is typically polyrhythmic, consisting of an ostinato bass line and an upper melody, where an uneven number of beats takes up the same amount of time as an even number of beats would. It is also commonly paired with two types of vocals, high emotional notes at the top of the vocal range, and a soft breathy voice at the bottom of a singer's range. There's no research specifically on the mbira and the nervous system, but there is evidence from other research that shows that the combination of these elements may create a trance-like or meditative state for someone, which promotes the parasympathetic nervous system, slowing of the heart rate, relaxing of the muscles. When the body is in a restful state of reduced stress, including mechanical, oxidative, and emotional stress, it allows itself to repair, recover, and heal more efficiently. Before listening to this piece, make sure you are seated or lying down in a comfortable position. Now take a moment to reflect on what you may be feeling, whether it is bored or stressed about finals. Acknowledge that feeling, and now gently close your eyes and begin to focus on your breath as you listen to this piece. And as we come out of the music, observe how you feel now. Do you feel more relaxed? Maybe your heart rate has slowed. Maybe you feel a greater mind-body connection. These would all be examples showing how this mbira music and meditation may have stimulated your parasympathetic nervous system. The practice of African music within their culture is also very physical. Drum circles require a lot of high energy movement in both playing the drum itself and the dancing. Studies including groups of 18 to 30 people took part in trials where they participated in drum circles for several weeks. At the end of the experiments, all subjects reported perceived improvements in mood as well as measurable increase in physiological endurance. When looking at the historical significance of drum circles, like the war music of Abga Kor of the Ewe-speaking people, the music created by the drums is technically difficult in its rhythm, tempo, and intervallic patterns. A study showed increased heart rate when subjects were exposed to music with similar elements, such as quicker tempo and complexity, in comparison to the gentle trance-like mbira. This shows some evidence for stimulating the sympathetic nervous system, which, as mentioned earlier, regulates blood levels of epinephrine, as well as glucose release, which would be ideal for getting ready to go into battle, in addition to being physically fit from practicing the intense dance music. When used in the study groups partaking in a drum circle, simulating a Ngoma healing ceremony, participants found improvements in depression, anxiety, emotional well-being, and social functioning. Western medicine is well developed, but it is not perfect. Even though the African perspective to health is different and in need of some Western tools, that may lead us to overlook methods that may be beneficial to us as well. For it to be as effective somewhere like the United States, like it is in African countries, people may be more open to the idea of utilizing alternate methods if presented to them in a similar manner of treatments as they are used to now. We cannot expect everybody to begin meditating to mbira music or partaking in drum circles, because it is just not a part of our culture. We can, however, present those tools with the specific aim of increasing overall well-being. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.